Share tagansari plane Parishisa gayona all the time Reason why I had a papa my guy Renar sasba Reason why I had a papa my guy sasba Wa utwa bare Show wa utwa bare
Yo, what's good? And welcome back to another episode of Men's Talk 8 podcast, a podcast that was built for men who refuse to apologize of being men. And today, we have a special topic for y'all. And it involves a lot of men around our communities, man. And today's topic is toxic masculinity around us, or is it another suppression of masculinity around men? Because I wanted this question pila ki wutsega mara group ya rena straight, but I wanted to talk about this topic first before I can, involve your voice notes and everything, And if you enjoy our content and everything, click that subscriber button and like the episode if you like the episode, and press the notification button so if you go skip any episode. So with this masculinity topic, pila yiso ke bola le bras ba Lauren, they wanna provide for their family, but that shit is took as toxic masculinity. But as by Lauren, they wanna compete in this world, but that thing is taken as toxic masculinity. Like if Lorena or Debra Lauren or that boxing or rugby, but in your household it makes you toxic and shit. That's the thing we're gonna talk about today, hey. That's the thing, Lauren. A lot of bras khala ba ikhipile ka mohare, khale ba ikhipile in silence ka mohare because everybody's against them. You see, it's against them from embracing their masculinity. You see, so today re tlo bolela ka some points tse Lauren, like they involve this masculinity thing. You see, because hey, this question is tough, bruh, and it has a lot of elements tse Lauren re ka di discuss ka yona one. So at first, ke go tlhalosa this thing ya hore what is masculinity? This one I got it from Grok. Re berekisa AI these days, ke like our encyclopedia these days. It's our closest encyclopedia tse loreng ka mara di phone tsa rena. So this one masculinity at its core, it is the natural operating system that men have ran on for thousands of years. Strength, courage, stoicism, leadership, competition, protection, and provision. It is the guy who runs into the burning building, the father who works 2 jobs so his kids can eat, the brother who stands up when everybody's sitting down. And it's not hatred for women. It's just love expressed through actions. Yeah, bale ba o palla ke English ke tlo e tlhalosa pila di deng. And I ke le geitsho anything mara wa itse re brasi iso and re tlilo thusana a re jajana. You see? Yeah. Basically, man, this meaning e bolela ka bras ba Lauren, they take charge, man. They take charge in everything they do, but this thing their masculinity we be toxic on it. Ke yone loreng iro bras bas tlhelo banna bras. And I think it will get a suicide rate ko dimo blind di deng. Di deng ya hore hona le toxic masculinity. Sorry about that. Hona le toxic masculinity. Di deng like yarkawa das bras. A lot of bras know abasa achieve a sale because the strength ebanale nyona ya batho sor ba achieve is taken as toxic masculinity. You see, bras by Lauren, like they're always working so that their kids can eat. Sometimes e boniwa as toxic masculinity because what? Motho a phele high. And mosadi a ile yena o influencer ke basadi ba bang gore monna wa phele high, you have other needs. You see, that influence again le yona ya boranyana ke yona irang gore ho nne le this toxic masculinity. You see, and through this meaning ke nyaka bala another thing here, but this thing or like banna banele masculine, it's not hatred for women, it's love expressed through action. Otherwise, my guy, like Rena, like we don't know how to like explain our emotions, bruh. We don't really know how to explain our emotions, but we can express them by doing some other things for you. Like for women, expression ya lerato la rena for lena, go protect. You see? Go protect, and sometimes you'll take that as toxic. Or maybe here's a scenario. It happens or like on a how go molong, and maybe you are the one who's in charge of paying. And it happens or a honto patelada, so there's a guy behind you who's raising your check. You're not gonna take that lightly. You're gonna protect your integrity. You're gonna protect your woman from being taken from you by another bastard. You see? Because that nigga's a bastard. I wanna her like onale your check here at Lomufas. You see? So that's another thing Loreng create that toxic masculinity. Protecting your integrity so that other nigga doesn't play on your head. Sometimes that thing high as toxic masculinity. And I will level the wrong the other guy. You see? Basically all I'm saying is, guys, the wrong story na my guys. The wrong story na di boniwa thata more than the wrong story batho ba bang. Like bras ba crucifyiwa hapaya by both their partners and people who are not their partners. Their fellow people ba ba nnang le bona around the community. You see? And another element about this toxic masculinity, because there's a lot we can explore about this topic. You see, bolela ka this thing masculine suppression results. You see, like the results that irahalang in this suppression ya masculinity. Because like I have a top an article here ebolelanga suicide rate especially around the world and South Africa because of this masculine suppression. Because I don't believe there's masculinity is toxic. These days it's been suppressed so that we can have more gays, we can have more lesbians, and whoever who wants to take over this land can take it over without having any fight or any wars. You see? That's why masculinity is suppressed all the time. You see? So, kenya go bolela here hore another element they loreng ke result ya this masculine suppression ke eng. You see? In South Africa right now, the suicide rate sits at approximately 23.5 deaths per 100,000 people. Nearly 80% of the deaths are men. Wow. That's 4 times the feminine rate. Oh, that's 4 times the feminine rate. In raw numbers, we're talking over 10,000 men taking their own lives in the recent recorded years. Yo. Africa has the highest male suicide rate on the planet at 18.4 per 100,000. Wow. And South Africa beats even that. Yo. Every single day, brothers are checking out in silence. Globally, it's the same story. Men make up 75 to 80% of all suicides. 3 of every 4 people who die by their own hand are men. Yo, really? Wow. That's a big number there. Hey, that's a big number. And nigga guy have globally the story makes up. Okay, yeah. And she happen, but this one I don't really believe in it that much. You see, I don't really believe in it that much. It could be a debate for another day. Nah, there's 3 out of every 4 people who die on their on hand is men. Okay, I read that. Now zoom in on our boys in schools. Latest metric data shows girls make up 56% of the candidates, while boys are down to just 44%. Wow. Yeah, nagnago tlhalosa this one, ne? Like ya metric. Or like why most of the time like a lot of girls but richer metric than the guys. Ne? Most of the time is that most guys ba hola go the family tse loreng a rina bontate. You see, and when the breadwinner ya die family ikawate, it means the boy or lengara, so whether he's young or older, he should be the one who's taking charge. But without masculinity, my guy, you wouldn't take charge. You wouldn't even have the guts out to school or provider for your own siblings. Because that's another tough way of standing up for your family, taking charge. You see, without masculinity, man, you wouldn't take that charge. Otoya skolo ngatala. Or go achieve whatever o go e achievang o ntse bona ra ona se ile go mtseng. You see, so a lot of guys who are honele that 44% is because they take charge, man. They take charge, but well as gela to provide for their own siblings so that their siblings can have a better future than them. You see, and as much as we sacrifice so much ka features tsa rena. A lot of guys ba iloreng ba thusa di siblings tsa bona tsa basadi. Usually he ba fetso ba thusa da so ba ba tsentsa sgela and everything. Once they reach university, ba lebala ka family tsa bona. They become slave queens, ba abandona family tsa bona. And next thing umagala mone alisana di contact tsa little sister lena, alisana anything. Ya little sister lena mara le muthusitse ya sgela le muthusitse for everything. And I'm not saying wale owa or anything, but have a little bit of a gratitude, man. Have a little bit of a gratitude, girl. At least ilwena pay back, bruh. Pay back or do something. Do something. But don't be a degenerate. Don't be a degenerate. You see? So that's why negelo words or air school, I don't really believe in it that much, cause I see a lot of dudes by fit and scale and it's still tough for them. And I see a lot of dudes by Loreng, they take student loans and they pay them back inch by inch. But for girls, man, their future husbands, they help with those. And sometimes if they have their fathers in their lives, man, they go to school for free. Their fathers pay for everything. You see, it's not like us guys. You see, so all I'm saying is that I don't believe there's toxic masculinity, but I believe there's some kind of a suppression of this masculinity, and this shit should stop. And this episode is because I'm in the side of masculinity and I'm fighting for the side of masculinity because I see a lot of dudes achieve, man. A lot of dudes don't achieve because they suppress their masculinity, and that shit should stop. Should stop. And I have another point here that I wrote. This point that I wrote here is how they weaponize toxic masculinity. You see? How they weaponize toxic masculinity. You see? I have some points here. How they weaponize masculinity. You see? And one of those points is, let me get to that point, because I wrote a lot of things here. Oh yeah, a lot of things about weaponizing masculinity ka tsona is this ones, ne? Person who wants to be a leader in his household, usually they see that as toxic, because that person that person sometimes is toxic because maybe he doesn't listen to reason, or he's been listening to reason and you're being taking advantage of his kindness. So he made sure that the ego goes up so that he can be a leader in his household. You see, those things tsona di berekisiwa as weaponizer toxic masculinity, ne? You enjoy rough sports. Usually people who enjoy rough sports, man, they are neglected in our community. But yeah, Joda man rough. But the nigga man, asanna rough and gay. He should be soft and gay. Come on, bruh. Just let that nigga arate honna rough as much as he wants. Cause otokra cycle higher rough niggas, maybe in future tlobana something so pala UFC. We don't know that. But maybe in future we're gonna see something that's better than UFC, bruh. Or better than wrestling. Cause wrestling, there's a lot of scripts already written there, bruh. But I believe the fighting, it has some reality into it. Cause those people get hurt. They get hurt a lot. You see? So this thing ya braspo rata rough sports or playing rough. Leona even as toxic masculinity, and it's been weaponized. You see? Another point, ne? Keep your emotion in check under pressure. You see? Keeping your emotions in check under pressure. You see? Most of the time, Ebonua is toxic because you don't want to talk about your emotions. You don't want to be mushy and soft about your emotions. So most of the time, a lot of people will crucify. You see? Will crucify for, hey, di manager, what's wrong with him? My nigga, you are in the right. I'm gonna say it personally. You are in the right, my guy, because if you ever be vulnerable to the wrong person, he's gonna use your vulnerability against you. You see? So that thing I gave one as toxic. Okay, one as a typical behavior by men. A typical behavior by men. You see? So it's not being toxic. So don't let anybody tell you that you're toxic because you don't want to share your deep inner feelings, or you don't want to be soft and shit. You're not being soft, my guy. You're just being a typical man. You're just being a typical guy. And I'm surprised that guys by Mare, they never learn about these things. They've never been taught about these things. You see? And I think it's something a lot in 2020 because Leona you need to improve my guys. It needs to be improved. Because I've never been there, but I believe that a lot of dudes have been bullied there. You see? For the sake of making them strong. You see? That's not how you make men strong. That's not the way, my guy. That's not the way. And let me switch off the phone there. And I'm back. Where were we? Oh yeah, the emotion thing. Basically, what I'm saying is that my guy, therapy or something like that. You can go and rent your emotions there. Yeah, basically, if Loronyago are therapying and everything, you shouldn't be forced by anyone. You shouldn't force by anybody. You go there, why araso, but it doesn't mean hore you are throwing your masculinity out. No, it doesn't mean that. It means that you want someone to speak to and you believe that your cycle is not really the best people to talk about, you know? They're not really the best people to talk to be vulnerable around. You see? Maybe your friends give out Toratari jokes and sometimes they take that too far. You see? So yeah. And exactly the tlhalosa dilo tse tsa hore the like suppressions tsa masculinity. You see? Another one, you see? Another one the leader of the household, enjoying rough spots, emotions, ne? Yeah, I think ke tsona tse tsotlhe tse ke di tlhalositseng and everything. Basically, man, this traits it's a loreng di or like masculinity, like bare masculinity is toxic. Ke tsona tse di irang hore brass ba se tlhelo ba nna brass. I think Leona Dideng, it's another contribution or a lot of gays in this world. Because a lot of dudes, man, ba suppress or like, my guy, you are too rough. My guy, you bottle your emotions too much. My guy, this thing you're wearing on your own boss is too much. Sometimes, dumb it down. You see? And personally, my guys, I don't think guys should dumb it down. They should just control their masculinity. That's it. Know when to use your masculinity and know when to, switch it off sometimes, but don't lose it. Never lose your masculinity or else they're gonna play on top of you. They're gonna play on top of your head. And you're gonna end up being a simp. You see? Because with this masculinity thing, man, ke avoid that or brass in the simp. You see? I'm not saying simps are not men, but truly speaking, man, they're weak. They're weak and they don't present anything that men do. You see? They represent everything that men don't wanna be. You see? And this is not a joke. They represent everything that men don't want to be. You see, soft, obedient, even though you know that what you are being obedient to doesn't go with you. You see, such things, bruh. We don't want such things. We don't want such things in our lives. And we shouldn't be apologetic about this shit. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, we shouldn't be apologetic about this shit. And we should be men and start protecting our own. You see? Always start protecting our own. Because I remember, man, na like I'm saying in my guy, like no magris. And most of the time get la reading or like way gate. Like when you get in the household, kwala gate. Because that thing it creates or like our yard in net clean, first of all. Our yard in not clean, our nangar arch. Footsteps everywhere and everything. Like linkwe ya tsabe haina liseriti. You see? But that thing it's been saw as me being toxic. And I don't care about that shit, bruh. I don't care about that shit. Y'all can say how toxic I am or whatever. I don't give a fuck. As long as you listen, yeah, it means my authority is on, bruh. Yeah. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck you see, and you're gonna follow the rules or get the fuck out. You see, that's not negotiable. You see, but that thing, if you already nag toxic, it's not that. If you it's cool. If I protocol right, or otherwise, I'm gonna cut you off, and I'm gonna tell you straight up, or when and you see. So I would say, yeah, now my thing is toxic around strata sarena and our neighbors is that gate ibutsi. And I'm strict about that. I don't care how much of an adult are you. Fuck you. Close the gate holds you see. Cause you so clean, you so gate straight up. So follow the rules or get the fuck out. Straight up. I get no compromise on that one. And I haven't started on that one. I know what's up. You see? I know what's up. And that's my story. Elorenge faces got this toxic masculinity and shit. And I'm just saying, I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna implement that rule whether you like it or not. You see? Whether you like it or not, I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about you. And I'll never give a fuck about you. And you know, this toxic masculinity thing, I think kawata household it's a like those poor households. Because most of them, maybe the father is a builder in there. And he can't express being a builder and shit because the wife is always nagging on his head. Hey, kalula montongi. Hey, why you sa tswile go tshwana le bana ba bang o bereka. Like, chick, this guy ha ona ra ga ilo bereka, ha ona kwa ilo aha, you know. It's rainy seasons. Who's gonna hire anybody who are ahentlo ka rainy seasons? Are you mad? Like sometimes it's when nahane re berekisa amedula blonkada. Nahane street because sometimes, man, some chicks, they don't think. They just talk. They just yep. Abanahane, Joe. Abanahane. Like, why you do your guy? Ozola kao aha. That's his forte. That's his shit. Marwa, he's in the house. He can't go out and get his work just because a lot of work out there. I mean, it's rainy season, bitch. Wait for the rainy season to pass so that this nigga can get more work in winter and build her as much as he wants. You see? So, the poor household because the father's men, they can't do whatever they want to do because the wife is always in his ear. Always in his ear. He even can't think. Because this bitch is always in his ear. I understand or this guy, his strength go aha. And I know get rainy season. He knows or his dude. As moto kuka dilo. As moto konobola batho pila. Maro o sayanya or this guy I lo bereka go Shoprite. I lo dila le batho. Are you mad? Ato sokodisa rena ba nongo Shoprite kwa o kra re nyaka thuso mo yena. Nigga is moody as fuck. Just because wena o mo hapeleditse or I lo bereka ntho sa inyakeng. So masculinity le rena mo hae ya re khawata. You can't put your wife straight because if you put your wife straight, you are being abusive. Okala, but you are abusive. But the ones who are abusive, they don't even know that they're abusive. Babarata blind. Because those niggas deep down they're simps, bruh. They possess no masculinity whatsoever. They possess nothing. It's just that you all like them because they agree with everything that you tell them right now. But whenever the wife disagrees, he get a slapping. Same time. Adlale da man. Marana lele na, he acts like the good boy, good guy. He's always right. You see? So this toxic masculinity poor households. Prospering in the poor households, right now they can't stand up for themselves. They can't build from the start because always there's a chap. There's a chap. Always you must discourage. I must build, you must discourage. Always. I build this sale. Or kawata, always. You see? Because harka level la pila ngeba basadi ba bantshi ba supporta the masculinity of their dudes. A lot of dudes ngeba na the construction company tsa bona. You see? Ngeba na construction company tsa bona. Because among your friends maka wa itse re hona le builder that's. Amongst your friends hona le someone e lorong o good ka paperwork. Amongst your friends there's someone e lorong o good ka the financials. Like wa itse this guy mona ha tshwere zaga, we can really double this shit, or he can count money so fast before we even spend more of that money right budget because this nigga is good with money. You see, why can't these three niggas ba a construction business? Because one of them onale msadi wa mo discouraging, or two of them onale msadi wa mo discouraging, and the builder maybe will go shop right. He's dealing with people he doesn't like, go shop right. The accountant guy maybe overga go cash build, go cement. The financial guy. And the guy who's good with marketing, maybe he's at home. You see? But these guys, they're still friends. But they're bakawata gang, or basa improve mo pelong. Basadi baba discourageang, basadi baba hapelleditseng or ba bereke memmereko e loreng a ba inyake. You see? So guys, like the advice that in there fanang tsona, like mo tshwantse re di evaluate nyana, because they are not good for us. They are cowards, bras. Di responsibilities tse ding tse loreng like he tshwantse re di implement, we become toxic. Let's have it implement that because we are toxic. You see? So I think that culture your toxic masculinity, it should stop. It should stop. Because even females, man, they can be toxic as fuck, bruh. Because as kulobotsa didenya or like msaya how phela la ka mo tsebeng ya hao, that's the manipulation and sometimes it becomes toxic. Sometimes it becomes toxic, especially if you're out as a dude. It becomes toxic, very, very, very toxic. You see? And at some points here, man, this thing, hey, it really hits home, hey? It really hits home. Naginya like ke mention like how do we restore masculinity in our communities? You see, I have some points here and I wanna read them out before ketla le my own points, you know? Protect without becoming a tyrant. You see, like protect without becoming a tyrant. And that's what I try to do with the situation here. You see? Because most of the time, I get it. Okay, gate. And sometimes a lot of people, man, they don't have the skill of listening. They don't listen. Kopela okwale gate hotswa. Magai kopela okwale gate hotswa. Engwana kopela okwale gate hotswa. You see, I'm not being a tyrant. You see? I'm putting in an authority. At the same time, I'm not being harsh on you. You see? Kopela o kwale gate hotswa. See how that kindness, and it's authority. And albo authority and albo kindness. You see? Marhosa udwel, you're gonna get the harsh one. So this one is important. Protect without becoming a tyrant. You see? Provide without becoming a slave to the money. What? Provide without becoming a slave to money. Okay. Provide without becoming a slave to the money. Okay. This one, I think I get it. Provide without being a slave to the money. Meaning, you can be a provider and shit, but it doesn't mean you'll always have that money. You see? And it doesn't mean that as a provider you should just take any job just because of the money. You see? Be a provider, but don't be controlled by the money. Because as we know, man, a lot of chicks, man, they are controlled by the security of any man. They are controlled by any security that man has. Sorry for that. I said it wrong. They are obedient to any nigga who has any type of a security. Yeah, they are obedient to any nigga who has some kind of a security. You see? But with that security, it involves money. And all I'm saying is that, guys, you can be a provider and all, but it doesn't mean you should take any job just because you want to be a provider. Anything you take, it should align with you so that you don't make many mistakes in life. Of course, you're going to make mistakes in life, man. We're all human. But at least to say that, a lot of those. You see? At least to the kid that's the choice how. Look at mistake mogina. How can I fix this? You see? So another point, Eloring egar boost or improve like our masculinity. Stay stoic, but know when to open up to the right people. As they are stoic. Ne? Or like a lot of guys, they're not like open to their women, open to their certain friends. But I would say it's men being men, you see. And you can be that stoic. But if lorwa they're about to pop out. Before they pop out, at least they grab someone lena bra. Renalbo malume, renalbo rangwane, renalbo ramholo. Like we have, I mean, renal supporting structure is sharp blind, and none of them are in the old age. Abago old age. Bateng go bolena, bateng go house stand there, maybe house stand there disene tsa lena. Maybe gamokwena, bateng go gamokwena. Maybe gatlongwane, bateng gatlongwane bo ramholo bo bo ka bolanang le bona magae, and they won't judge you. You see? So being stoic is right, it's okay, but if loro feel or this whatever you're keeping inside is too much for you, get someone who loro ka bolela. And I wouldn't recommend a wife because by the time lelwa, every shit is coming out, my guy. And tshwanetse be careful or lelwela kae. Because wherever ko lelwelang, yeah, nah, basadi ba bantši ba na sephiri, my guys. It's fact. A lot of women have an aspire. Even today, man, like who is take basadi, but I don't tell my mom everything. I can't. At least my granny can tell us it's some, not all. Not all. I can't, not all. At least demonstrating almost everything about me. It's my granddad. And rest in peace to my dad. My dad used to know almost everything about me. Almost everything. Some I didn't tell him about because, hey, I didn't trust the wife. Yeah. So, yeah. Another point. They loring like it lor poster or this masculinity in our community. Compete fiercely, but lift other men up. Compete fiercely, but lift other men up. The last episode, ngarge tlhalositse this thing. Or hang around people who build you, not the ones by loring bow down. You see? Because hoka chega ne. This thing you're not competitive, man. I believe a lot of men we have it in us. Like being competitive. Like, man, nobody wants to be a loser, but there has to be a loser. Everybody wants to be a winner, but we can't always win. You see? So that thing, your boost is brass, Joe. Like winning, you fuck that courage, or my guy, I'm that nigga. And losing, it built that character, or my guy, I wanna win no matter what. You see? So compete, my guy. Compete however you want, but don't forget to lift other niggas up, bruh. Don't forget to lift your cycle up. Cause okanale cycle ya 8 niggas. Mare through those 8 niggas, it happens or when you are the one who makes it. If you ever leave those niggas, and why you those niggas, man, they don't want anything from you. They're just happy that you made it. Mari, you decided you are too good for this niggas. What's gonna happen to you? Nobody's gonna congratulate you. You're gonna see your niggas, man, they're jealous of you or something. They're not jealous of you, but you acted like a bitch. You acted like a bitch. Monke o setletsele bona wa bona hore ha o fetso popa bras ba batlo acta byang. Instead you cut them off without even knowing hore batlo acta byang. What if those dudes ha o fetso popa ka mkho, one of them onale a way ya hore o ka double whatever o popileng ga yona? What if? So compete, my guy, but don't forget to uplift your niggas or anybody who's around your cycle. You see? Don't be that type of a winner or a winner after you wanna rub it on other people's wounds and shit. Don't be that nigga. That's a pussy ass nigga. And Ariski manly pussy ass nigga this side. Another one. Practical moves right now. Another one loring like Kalagelwela. Mara, a lot of niggas think that it's gonna be a tenendaram. Bringing back the male rite of passage. You see? Bringing back the male rite of passage. I think that thing my guys. This thing we choose amongst the dudes whose is the dudes among us. Some rite of passage nyana. You see? Cause ke believe reason why nabanya go closer this rite of passage is because some of them they're embarrassing. And they should be embarrassing, bruh. If you can't handle embarrassment, my guy, do you know how many dudes are embarrassed almost every fucking day? Ask Gillywoodies the guys, like every dude when he or she is born. Abelehe anale a point or two. Every dude when he's born, whether a rich household or a poor household, when you are born, my nigga, your score is 3-0. You have to catch up from 3 goals. You have to catch up. Even if you go a rich household, my guy, you have to catch up. At the end of the day, lo tseo a se tsa hao ke tsa batsadi ba hao, a se tsa hao. So you gotta work your ass off. So I think this rite of passage, it should come back. Because a lot of niggas are pussies. Because they didn't get any road of passage. And I think Komaleona, it was made into some kind of a rite of passage for men. But it became a little toxic because people ba iloreng ba tlhokomeng at first na ba tharo batho ba iloreng ba ba rutile na ba ba bully, so they bully the next generation, you see, which is not good. I saw a lot of niggas, especially ba iloreng ba tlhadikomeng mo Pretoria, man. It's a disaster, bruh. It's a disaster. Bras ba ba sna respect, ba ba le all aggro, and they piss off everybody, bruh. They become the menaces of our society. Most of them. They become the menaces of the society because they're going through some traumas they loran bari kreilo kwenda. The dude loran na tshwanza ba rute the rite of passage shabu. He was a bully to them. You see? So rite of passage is tshwanze but as Gili Woody bras, we should call each other into action. You see, but that thing le our masculinity. Or else, whoever who wants to take over this land next, he will take it over and he'll make the slave, whether you're black, white, Indian, whatever. We're all gonna be slaves because the person who's gonna take over is gonna have more masculine. He's gonna be more masculine, and he wouldn't care about us trying to negotiate or anything. So we should be fighters at all costs, at all times. You see? And another point there, Lauren, I think this one is the last one. Ne? This one gave in the olden days, market no, because any problem make solve you anytime soon. You see, fathers should be present. Your son needs to see you struggle and win. You see, fathers should be present as your sons should see you as you struggle and win. This one, and at least as much as I didn't spend much time with my dad, I saw him lose and I saw him win a couple of times. Because once my dad divorced my mom, he didn't want a job. And he had to hustle almost every fucking day. Sometimes it will come back as na sale. You see? So I've learned that from my dad. Even though I didn't say it continuously because of the challenges we faced. But negebo no dimane wakawate sometimes. Sometimes we win. And when he won, one problem a lot of my dad had. And he wasn't good with his money. He was very aggressive with his money. Because he would gain a lot. And he was good at gaining money. But he wasn't good at doubling it or saving it. He was so aggressive with his money. He used to spend a lot. You see? So I saw that through my dad, and at least he could control. You see? My little brother, he's another beast. He too, he's a little bit aggressive with his money. And at least these days, man, he's trying a lot. Or at least they're a little bit non-aggressive with his money. You see, these days, he's trying more aggressive with his money. Basically, when I say someone is aggressive with his money, this person, he gains a lot of money at the short time, but he spends it we spend that recklessly. Or this person or he gains money at a rate ya godimo, but he can't really budget his shit right. And this person ona dikoloto tse paya because he knows or chelete yetla. So that person can aggressive with his monies. You see? So all I'm saying is that fathers should be present so that their sons can see them fail and win in life. You see? That thing at least it'll build that the next generation or it's not easy for a man. Man should go out and work. And men always win and always lose. So you should learn how to handle those. And without masculinity, my guy, you wouldn't be able to handle those. You see? So as Kilibudite, guys, these points are very important in building masculinity in our community. And our last point, call out real toxicity. Meaning, call out if there's any abuse. Call out if there's any cowardness. Call out if there's any laziness. You see? As Kilibudite, brass, or like, we should always call each other out. If you are an abusive guy, you can be around my cycle, bruh. Naga do vote straight up. You see? And if you are one laziest motherfucker and you're always making excuses in front of me, one day is one day, my guy. Naga do vote or my guy. You are always complaining. Pila wira. You see? Pila wira. You see? Unless this thing you procrastinate. Like, my guy, stop procrastinating. Stop being a coward, bruh. And do what you have to do as a man. You see? Stop being a coward and do what you have to do as a man. You see? So, my guys, masculinity is never toxic. Have that in you. Don't lose it. And learn when to switch it on and off at the right time. You see? But don't lose it. Don't lose your masculinity, my guy. You see? Because it helps us as men. You see? It helps us as men. How are you going to lift heavy weight if your masculinity is not intact? Huh? Tell me. How are you going to do that? You can't do that. You see? So, bras, are building as brase. And as brase, sukononna at least the sukononna a big thing. Sukono celebrate you as brass. Because these days is brass as celebrate you. Brass respona as a waste of time. Brass respona as toxic. Brass respona as something loren brass by loren I see ba hole ba ir. And brasa ni there. Whether omholo omnyane sprasa ni there. No man is an island. No man is an island, guys. You see? So are building our masculinity, rebuilding pride and ego arena, rebuilding gam korka konang as brass. Cause are so tloela lozebiana dir kawata, guys. Nah, are tloela lozebiana dir kawata, brass. This is your host, Venikis Mozwana Pitori. If you like what we talk about on this podcast, please subscribe and like and press that notify button if you're on misa episode, my guys. Otherwise, this is the end of the show. And let's alabala hape lo romela di voice note to if lor na la bothata ba brase romela voice note to da so chorus le na le rally involve mo brase mo this podcast or at least le your own say, you see. Otherwise we out, guys. Peace. Away.